Hey guys, Adam here. Welcome to another review of On the Couch. Before I get started, I got one thing to say first. This review, based on my own opinion, may upset some people. Alright? First off, I am here to review a movie. I'm not here to attack anyone's personal beliefs, anyone's religious views. Nothing. I am reviewing this movie based solely on it being a movie. Not because of its religion. With that said, Son of God, it's boring as shit. Alright, this movie, I didn't have much hopes for it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be hating it because I thought it was just going to be nothing more than a piece of propaganda. But it's not. It's really just a boring, straight out of the Bible retelling of Jesus' life. First off, what really hurts it is it's the fact that it's nothing more, like I said before, nothing more than an edited down version of the Bible miniseries. That's what really hurts it for me, is that it's nothing more than a freaking fan edit. As I've said before in a previous video, it's a fan edit. It doesn't do anything but show that how easy it is to cash in on something. And that's another thing. This is obviously a cash in. Now, hopefully, if they decide to use the money, because this movie actually made a lot of money, if this movie decides to use the, if they decide to use the money for charity, fantastic, good for you. But as far as I'm concerned, this is nothing more than a piss poor cash in. I don't like piss poor cash ins. I think it just shows they are lazy. They don't give a shit, and they don't care because they know people will be dumb enough to go in and give them their money. This is one of those. This is one of those examples. Like I said, it's boring because it is a straight up. They just straight up took it out of the Bible. Like every scene they took from the Bible. You can tell, and they've watered it down to obviously a TV-14. Alright, I have seen PG-13 movies that push it. Not many, but I've seen PG-13 movies push that rating, like The Wolverine. That's pretty violent for a PG-13 movie. But this is very watered down. They will do quick cuts on the violence to where you can't even tell what's going on sometimes. But then again, this was also a made-for-TV miniseries beforehand, so the violence looks pretty cheap. I'm trying to think. One other big problem I have with this movie, like I said, is boring because there's nothing added. One thing I mean, believe me, I actually like some religious movies, especially biblical epics. I actually like biblical epic movies. I'm actually looking forward to Noah. That's gonna be awesome. But I mean, I love the Ten Commandments. I love Ben-Hur. I love Prince of Egypt. Hell, I actually love Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm putting that in there as a biblical epic because it's more biblically epic than this movie. Okay? And Last Temptation of Christ. I love that movie. Why? Because they added something. They added something no one has added into the same story before. Okay? They gave us something different and unique. And yeah, sure, will that cause controversy? Yeah, I mean, Last Temptation of Christ has had a shit ton of controversy. Passion of the Christ had a shit ton of controversy. But they added something unique. Added something that will make people remember it. Alright? This movie doesn't. This movie is so bland. So generic. I was 5 seconds away from falling asleep. Alright? The only thing that kept me from doing that is the fact that I needed to review this. I could not afford to fall asleep. God. But yeah, it's just bland. This is one of the most generic Bible stories I have ever seen in my life. And I am fascinated by the story of Jesus, because it is a famous story, it's a well-known story. But they just really play it safe here. And yeah, like I said, the violence is it's just really watered down PG-13. There's even a scene when Jesus gets whipped, and I'm not going to spoilers in here. Plus, there's no spoilers in this. If you don't want to watch this review because you don't want the movie spoiled, why? All right, I'm not spoiling anything because it's Jesus. You should know this by now. Everyone should know this by now. All right, there's a scene when Jesus gets whipped, and by the way, guy playing Jesus, not as bad as I originally thought. He's actually pretty decent in this. But I'll get to that in a minute. He starts getting whipped with the 40 lashes. And it's not a bad scene. He does it pretty well. But when I'm seeing the whips, it looks like someone just dipped the whip in ketchup and started lightly tapping him, and they just added the whipping sound effects in it later. Alright, and the blood just looks like it was smeared. It's obviously just smeared blood. That's how ridiculous that is. But yeah, it's watered down PG-13. That's it. Alright, it's so safe. You can take your child to see, your 3-year-old to see this. Which I think some people did. Now, to the acting, like I said, the guy playing Jesus is decent. A lot of the acting is pretty decent in this. But, I mean, with what little they're given, and that's another problem. They're not really given much character to develop. Because, like I said, they're taking it straight out of the Bible. That includes the characters. That includes Jesus. That includes Mary Magdalene. That includes Peter and Judas. Yeah, Judas. Oh my God. Let me tell you something about Judas. It's been a while since I've read the Bible, but I'm pretty sure they just used Judas because of the betrayal. Whereas other Jesus movies actually gave Judas more to do than just, oh hey, betray Jesus. They actually even explained why. They explained why he betrayed him. Last Temptation of Christ, the reason why, Jesus told him to. Jesus told him to betray him because it was all part of the plan. Okay. Jesus Christ Superstar. Reason why is because Judas was afraid that they were getting too big. They wanted to they were getting too big. He was afraid that they were all going to get killed, and he just felt like Jesus didn't care. Which is a legitimate reason. It's a legitimate reason to betray him, and that's fine. I get that. He was actually sympathetic. Here, he was just, I am Judas. I am a betrayer. Ha ha ha. That's it. That's all. Alright, same thing with all the other characters. All the other disciples, you don't even remember were there. Half the time, they're not even in the movie. They're not even in the movie. Even when you think they should be, they're not. Alright? Judas is there. I mean, plus they all look like you expect. Judas looks like he's gonna, like, literally looks like a bad guy. He has a pointed goatee, red outfit, and everything, so you can know who's who. All right, Judas is just there is given nothing to do until up to the point where he betrays Jesus. John is given nothing to do except narrate the movie. Mary Magdalene, she wasn't even given shit to do in this movie. Nothing except literally kiss Jesus's, or no, I'm sorry, not literally, but she's just there to be the girl of the group. That's it. That's all she is. That is all she is. She's just there to hint at a romantic relationship between her and Jesus. And that's it. Thomas is there as the doubter, and boy does he doubt a lot, but he's in it for so little that you forget he's even in there. Matthew's just there to be the taxpayer that decides to renounce his evil ways and join Jesus. The moment he joins Jesus, he disappears for the majority of the movie. I'm not even kidding. You can't even find him. Peter is the only one who actually has any freaking character development, or at least more, slightly more, not a lot, because all he does is meet Jesus, be the one who fights for him, and then denies him 3 times. That's it. That's all he does. That's really all he does. I mean, and it's a formula that is just lazy. It really is. But yeah, but like I said, the acting wasn't bad. They just had to work with what little they were given. And it's very apparent what little they were given. They were just told, do this, do this, do this, do this. And obviously they were like, all right, fine, but I'm giving it my all at least. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for them. Roma Downey was playing the Virgin Mary, by the way. Yeah. Well, then again, she also produced the miniseries. So what does that tell you about her? I mean, nothing against Roma Downey. I actually don't mind Touched by an Angel. I don't think it's a bad show. Schmaltzy. I mean, it's a little schmaltzy for my taste, but if I'm producing a movie, I wouldn't want to make myself one of the main characters. Or at least, I wouldn't want to make myself a major character. Unless I absolutely had to, or I wrote the character for myself. But most of the time, I don't. Here, it's obvious that she wanted to be this character. She does a fine job, but it's obvious that she just wanted to be this character. She didn't, I mean, really, this character, really, Virgin Mary could have been played by anybody, but it's so obvious that she wanted to be this character. But yeah, now, to the star, no pun intended, to the star, Jesus, like I said, is very white. That does not change in this movie. He's a very white Jesus. Alright, he also has that smile, which when you think about it is also a very big shit-eating grin. He just constantly smiles a lot. But he's not bad at it. He's not bad at the role. He really isn't. But like I said, he's not given much to do except be Jesus. He's just told, do this because it's in the Bible, 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 and resurrect yourself. That's it. Now, if there was maybe one thing that made me laugh my ass off in this movie, is towards the end when John is in exile. The movie's ending, thank God. And John is dying. Jesus comes to him, and Jesus just says what is obviously the biggest obvious line to propaganda, or probably not use the right word, but just a blatant use of a word. I'm coming soon. I laughed so hard. Everyone else was like, oh my God, he's coming, he's coming. I was like, yeah, he's coming to a theater near you. because that it was so blatant on that. Okay? He could have delivered that line a lot better, or at least said it differently. Even if it was in the script, he could have just like, that's stupid. I'm going to say it this way, but no, he doesn't. He actually says it. I'm coming soon. And that's it. And that's the end of the movie. Thank God. Because this is a almost 2.5 hour movie. This movie is long. Longer than it really needs to be. Now, like I said, I like biblically epic movies. I really do. And of course there are biblically epic movies that are 3 hours. But like I said, they actually suck you in. They actually make you invested in the characters, in the story. This doesn't. This is one of those movies that you just want to end. You want it to get to the crucifixion so you can watch Jesus die. And again, it drags. Even the crucifixion drags. It drags on forever because they have to go by the Bible. Now, the only thing they took out of the Bible, or the two things they took out of the Bible, was Herod and the devil. Now, the reason why they took out the devil is because in the miniseries, he looked like Obama. I've seen the picture. It's a very striking resemblance. Here's a better idea. Risk at least maybe a couple $1,000s. Recast the guy, reshoot his scenes, edit it in. If you can edit all the Jesus portions into a 2.5 hour movie, you can add a little bit more. Because that is a very pivotal scene. But they left it out, and it's obvious where they left it out. That's another thing about this editing. It is obviously they make it so obvious it's from a miniseries. Because during the stingers, like when Judas betrays Jesus and whatnot, it fades to black with the music. It's like dun dun dun, and then it fades back into the next scene. It's so obvious where the episode ends, or where it goes to commercial break. It's very obvious. It's ridiculous. Every scene, this is another thing, every scene is edited, not as a narrative. They're vignettes. They're a series of vignettes going from one portion to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. That is not how you do it. That is not how you edit a movie or write a story. It's got to flow. It's got to connect. It doesn't connect. Yeah, yeah, we care. Okay, fine. We care about Jesus doing all the miracles. But that doesn't connect it. Plus you're telling us something we already know. Because we've seen it. You're not connecting. That it is a lame attempt to connect each scene. You're not connecting. It's just a series of vignettes. It's retarded. Stop it. Oh my God. This movie was more on my mind than non-stop. Because I spent 2 days already trying to decide how best to review this movie. And right now, I am tired. I just woke up. So, I'm just going to end this review because I'm done. Son of God gets a 4 out of 10. Okay? It's boring. It's bland. The stories, or the scenes do not connect. The editing is shit. But the production value is not that bad, nor is the acting. The acting is pretty decent. So, but that's not what's gonna save. But that's not what saves this movie. But that's not gonna save this movie, because when it comes down to it, why waste your money on a miniseries, on portions of a miniseries, when you can watch the whole goddamn thing? No offense, on television for free, minus tax and fees you have to pay for the service. So yeah, that's my review of Son of God. 4 out of 10. Don't watch it. Watch a Liam Neeson movie. Especially the one where he plays Jesus. Watch that one. Alright, now to trailers. I need to quit putting my phone. As you would know, with Son of God, I got religious movies. First one is God's Not Dead. Basically, the story of this is one of the boyfriends from the Disney Channel is in a college philosophy class where he has to, in order to pass his class, he has to sign a release form renouncing God, saying he's dead. Otherwise, he will not pass. The philosophy professor is Kevin Sorbo, who lost a shit ton of weight. Holy shit. I was like, Kevin Sorbo? What happened to you? You actually looked good. You looked like hell. And of course the college professor is an atheist saying, oh, God's dead for obviously some tragic reason. It's pretty damn obvious why. They don't say it, but they will. If you see this movie, I'll probably have to. But yeah, but the casting is... There's some casting choices. Dean Cain's in it playing a lawyer who I swear to God is probably going to be the devil. And more than likely he's the devil in this movie. Two of the couples from Duck Dynasty in this, obviously to make some money. Alright, that's just piss poor advertisement right there. I'm sorry. I don't care if they're just there. It's like, well, why do you believe in God? No. This is advertisement. This is stupid advertisement. You don't need to put them in a freaking movie to help the narrative. They're just there. It is obvious they're just there. And they get billing. They actually get a credit in the trailer. I got Transcendence. Funnily enough, and I've talked about Transcendence before, so I'm not going to. Now here's one that lingers on my mind. Heaven is for real. Anyone who wants to see this movie may have to watch my review before this happens, or any other review. Because when I saw this trailer, I was disturbed. Especially at the opening of the trailer. The trailer starts with a 4-year-old boy who asks his mom, Mommy, did you know I have a sister? And she goes, well, your sister's right there. No. I'm talking about the sister that died in your tummy. Red flag right there, people. This is a horror film. Not really, but it might as well be. This is supposed to be an inspirational true story about a boy who had a near-death experience can now see heaven and dead people and heaven. It is creepy shit, people. Alright, not to mention, we've seen it before with Sixth Sense and Frighteners. That is not meant to be charming or inspirational or to prove God or heaven is real. It's creepy, especially when it's a 4-year-old boy who can't act. It's creepy. Alright? This trailer horrified me. This movie will probably be more frightening than the quiet ones. And will probably give me nightmares. I'll probably be dreaming that 4-year-old kid's gonna be standing over my bed about to murder me, saying, "Wanna see heaven?" That is how I'm picturing that. It's terrifying. Another one is The Fault in Our Stars. Now, I don't think this is really a religious movie, but more of just like a very inspirational movie, like Nicholas Sparks style. The Fault in Our Stars, it stars Shailene Woodley, the girl that was going to be Mary Jane, but everyone decided to be assholes about her not being pretty enough over a stupid photo where she wasn't wearing any makeup. Yeah, shame on you, jackasses. God, I am being mean in this video today. Oh well. It's about a girl who has, I guess, leukemia. I can't remember. So she constantly has an oxygen tank hooked up to her, and they don't really explain what she has, except that she's a grenade and she'll explode at any moment. She falls in love with a guy who tells her that she needs to live more. She needs to not be so caged in. She needs to be free. She needs to experience life like it's her last. And of course, they also show them about to have sex. Kind of awkward when you're trying to pull your shirt up and you got the damn oxygen tubes still on you. How that's gonna play out, I have no idea. But it was actually kind of funny. Because I saw it coming a mile away. It's like, they're gonna show them having sex, and it's probably gonna be hard getting that shirt off. I'm trying to think, what else did we get? Oh yeah, another movie I actually forgot was in production, Rio 2. I'm trying to remember, did anyone see this movie at all? Because I don't remember this movie being big at all. And the trailer really is nothing more than like any other sequel, Meet the Parents. It's either Meet the Parents or Meet the Fockers. One or the other. And it's just so goddamn generic and retarded. The animation's pretty though. And not to mention Jamie Foxx is playing with the birds, and I heard he's actually kind of good at it, and he sings, and he's actually good. He's a good artist. He's a good singer. I mean, hell, otherwise he wouldn't have played Ray Charles. But yeah, this movie really not worth it. But yeah, so yeah, Son of God, really not worth the ticket price. 4 out of 10. I'll see you later this week with 300 Rise of an Empire and Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Until then, I'll see you guys later. I'll probably do a review of the first 300 movie maybe later this week, so I'll see you then. Bye.